I don't think this is an either-or issue. I think you can defund Planned Parenthood, and that's what needs to happen.
There are plenty avenues and areas for people to go for women's health care. Most of the stuff Planned Parenthood says they do, they really don't do anyway.
I do know unequivocally that it's wrong to use taxpayer dollars to fund Planned Parenthood.
Republican lawmakers repeatedly pushed to defund Planned Parenthood, and now the group's annual report is out after a 4-month delay, showing a jump in both government funding and abortions. Let's bring in Mercedes Schlapp, GOP strategist, former spokeswoman for President George W. Bush, and Leslie Marshall, syndicated radio host, both Fox News contributors. Great to have you both this morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so let's look at a top line over government funding. It's up slightly over last year, 554.6 million this year, 553.7 million last year. Something interesting to note, though, apparently over 5 years' time, the number of patients to Planned Parenthood is down by 600,000. They're still getting the same federal and state government money. Leslie, is that fair?
Well, yes, it is fair, because when you look at the overall number of people they're helping, over 2.5 million people, and when you also look at the threats to some of those people, whether it's the federal government wanting to reduce Medicaid, or whether you just look at not just Planned Parenthood centers that have closed, a number of them throughout the United States, but other clinics that have closed because they don't have proper funding. These are lower income women predominantly that need somewhere to go for these female health services, and not just reproductive health services.
Yeah, and there are federally qualified healthcare centers, and this has been a main point in this whole conversation. They outnumber Planned Parenthood clinics 20-1 across the country. And Mercedes, I know that the president has offered a deal essentially to Planned Parenthood. Either we'll keep giving you the money, you stop doing the abortions, or this money can go to those centers which don't do abortions but handle 20 times the patients that Planned Parenthood does for some of these things that Leslie suggests.
Well, first of all, Planned Parenthood should change its name to Planned Abortion Services, because what Planned Parenthood is in the business of doing is the abortion business. What we have seen, when you look at what the services they provide in terms of pregnancy services, that would include prenatal care, that would include miscarriage referrals. That is, you're going to see that abortions account for 95% of their pregnancy services. So first of all, let's be real on what services they are providing. We've seen cancer screenings go down for Planned Parenthood, prenatal care go down for Planned Parenthood, the number of clinics, the number of patients go down. So when we're looking at it from purely a business model, let's ask ourselves a very fundamental question. Why should American taxpayers give money or allow their tax dollars to go just simply to Planned Parenthood when we do have federally licensed clinics that provide more and better comprehensive services for women?
We do want to put up some of the numbers, because you referred to them, Mercedes, that for 95% of those who come in who are pregnant, this is kind of a breakdown of some of the services. Last year, 328,348 abortions performed. That number is up. At the same time, Leslie, we have coming off of those videos that came out last year, an investigation by the House Select Panel. They've now referred a number of Planned Parenthood affiliates for criminal investigations, charges at the DOJ, state officials, state authorities, and others. Should that be ironed out before another penny of what we're talking about, more than $500 million of taxpayer money goes to this particular organization?
Well, first of all, as you know, here in the state of California, over 13 felony charges have been brought against those responsible for the video. With regard to Planned Parenthood, in the state of Texas alone, you're looking at 13 investigations, and on a congressional federal level, 3 investigations, all found Planned Parenthood not guilty. So I would have a problem halting the funding. I don't want to keep medical care, especially for lower income women. And with regard to what Mercedes said, I do agree that the money should be shared, if you will, share in the wealth, but you don't defund
well, Cecile
one
Richards doesn't believe in that.
Okay,
I think she doesn't want to share the money. I mean, there's no sharing the money. They have a very strong lobbying arm in Congress. It's why they've been able to basically carve out their funds, the federal funds, and it should be a competitive process to allow other clinics that provide even better services to low-income women. Because what's happening is that the mission of Planned Parenthood is obviously shifting. It's shifting towards being primarily focused on abortions. It's where they make their money. It's why they push medical standards lower, and it is problematic for Planned Parenthood, and there are better options for women across the board.
Leslie, what do you make? And these are numbers, again, from their annual report. just factual numbers that anybody can go online and see the report that was released. The contraceptive services they're providing are down 20%. Cancer screenings are down 50%. What do you make of that at the time when this organization is trying to make the argument, as you are, that they are providing those valuable things to people? It seems like abortions are up and those other screening services and important things are down.
It doesn't mean that those aren't happening. When you look at the numbers, yes, the numbers are down. I'm not going to dispute the numbers. And Planned Parenthood put the numbers out there. They're obviously not hiding anything. But the reality is, and this is what happens in any business, even a medical business, you're going to have services that shift at different times or in different years. But it doesn't mean people aren't getting contraceptive. It doesn't mean they're not getting cancer screenings. It doesn't mean they don't have education. When you look at the pure numbers of people that are going through their doors, and then you look at the number of abortions performed, the number of people that are getting services that are not abortion services far outweigh that, and you don't punish those individuals, if you will, for the numbers in abortions may be unsettling.
Okay, quick final word, Mercy.
Their business model, Planned Parenthood business model, is failing, yet they're receiving more revenues from the government. That to me does not make any sense, Leslie. The money should be competitive. Other federal clinics, licensed clinics, should have access to those funds. And the fact is that Planned Parenthood has dominated in the sense of the abortion industry, and that is what their primary mission has become, not comprehensive services for all women.
All right, Mercedes and Leslie, again, for folks who want to check it out, it's there online. Check it out for yourself. Thank you both for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Shane.